Today we'll be taking a look at the best bridge cameras you can buy in 2020. And as usual, we have the links to all the bridge cameras mentioned in this video in the description below. And be sure to subscribe for new content and drop a like below. Now let's get straight to the video. Number 6. Nikon P950. For outright zoom range, the brand new Nikon Coolpix P950 is hard to beat. The Nikon Coolpix P950 is a successor to the P900 and represents a continuation of that camera's ambition to be one of the biggest and best super zooms going. Accordingly, the P950 boasts an impressive 83 times optical zoom with an equivalent focal length range of 24 to 2000 mm. And if this somehow isn't enough for you, it can be digitally extended to 4000 mm with a 166 times dynamic fine zoom. The P950 adds a lot of features that people felt were missing or subpar on the P900. It improves the viewfinder, adds RAW capture and video resolution to 4K sharpness reduces in full zoom. The only drawback is that its sharpness reduces in full zoom because of its smaller sensor size. An 83 times zoom range is great, but we reckon a larger sensor is overall more useful. Number 5. Panasonic FZ330. If you don't mind a small sensor size, the FZ330 has a great lens. For its price, the features of the Panasonic FZ330 are amazing. With a very good zoom range, the FZ330 is a super zoom compact camera. From its junior models right through to its various flagships, Panasonic has always been generous with features. This has allowed its models to remain appealing in the face of newer competitors, and 2015's FZ330 exemplifies this perfectly. A sub-$500 camera with 4K video recording, a splash-resistant body and a 25 to 600mm equivalent lens with a constant f2.8 aperture. You simply don't get that anywhere else right now. On top of that, there's a tilting touchscreen, a 1.44 million EVF, Wi-Fi and image stabilization, which round off the specs to deliver a mighty fine proposition for the advanced novice or enthusiast on a budget. Number 4. Panasonic FZ1000 FZ2500. The FZ1000's bigger sibling is better, but it's more expensive. Panasonic already won many people over with the FZ1000 with its 1-inch sensor 25 to 400mm equivalent f2.8 to 4 zoom lens, 4K video and massive control, making it a fine DSLR alternative. The FZ2000 delivers plenty more, including a slightly longer lens, touchscreen control and an electronic viewfinder with a slightly higher magnification than before, but it's in video where Panasonic has made the most significant improvements. So here we get DCI 4K video and a variable ND filter, for example, although the latter can of course be used for stills too. The lack of weather sealing is a downside, however. Its falling price, together with the occasional cashback deal, makes it a brilliant value competitor to models in Sony's RX10 series. If you need something more for stills than video, however, you may find the older FZ1000 below makes more sense, particularly when you see just what you get for the money. Number 3. Panasonic FZ1000. The FZ1000 is 4 years old now, and there's a new FZ1000 II which is also definitely worth considering, but we still like the older FZ1000 for its value. Look closer and you'll see that you're still getting a hell of a lot of current tech for the money. The 20.1 megapixel 1-inch sensor and 24 to 400mm equivalent f2.8 to 4 Leica branded lens come together to form a capable core with 4K UHD video, 5-axis power OIS stabilization, a 2.36 million OLED EVF, Wi-Fi and NFC, and a raft of video-specific additions such as zebra patterning on top of it. As if that wasn't enough, occasional cashback deals make it even better value for money. Definitely one to snap up if you don't need the fancy tricks of the more recent FZ2000, FZ2500. Number 2. Sony RX10 III. The Sony RX10 II produces great images and video quality with its highly stabilized lens. Sony has now released 4 RX10 models and has a policy of keeping older models on sale, so while the RX10 Mark III is not the newest, it still gets second place in our list. It introduced an impressive 600mm maximum zoom setting and a very respectable f2.4 to 4 maximum aperture range. While it isn't a replacement for the Mark II model, it boasts a slightly better battery life and a 9-bladed diaphragm in comparison to the Mark II's 7-bladed alternative, although it does miss out on the ND filter that made an appearance in both previous models. The camera is also occasionally subject to the odd cashback deal, so make sure to look out for these as they can make quite a difference, and if you don't need the RX10 IV's high-speed AF and shooting, this model can save you a lot of cash. Number 1. Sony RX10 IV. It's pricey, but the RX10 IV is top tier for performance and quality. The RX10 IV is the latest incarnation of Sony's RX10 bridge camera series and takes a useful step forward from the RX10 III. The main highlight is the inclusion of a 315-point phase detect AF system, which makes it far better suited to tracking moving subjects, while the introduction of a touchscreen, a feature that's been oddly absent from the RX10 lineup, and indeed many of Sony's other lines until recently, is also noteworthy. 24 frames per second burst shooting, which is a significant improvement over the already capable 14 frames per second on the Mark III, together with Bluetooth connectivity, distances it further from the camera it updates. Because of all this, it's a much more capable camera for sports and action, and the best bridge camera you can buy right now. But this comes with a significant premium over both the Mark III and rival cameras. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button below.